Hello, Mech Warriors. Do you enjoy Battletech tournaments? What about Battletech campaigns? If you said yes to one or both of these questions, then the July event for the MRC is definitely for you. Welcome to Company Commander 2, Objective Raid 3061. This event is a cross between a campaign and a tournament. Commanders will put together a mech company for the Draconis Combine, or 4 clan stars, 2 of which will be battle armor, and 2 of which will be mechs. You'll have to organize your lances and stars into formations. And this event uses all the optional rules, Mech Warriors. Quirks, special pilot abilities, and nearly every rule from tactical operations is in effect here. Most interestingly, all of the missions will take place in a pitch-black night, meaning that ECM, searchlights, and advanced sensors are going to be needed in order to succeed. Let's go over force creation in a very broad sense first. For the Draconis Combine, you're allowed to take mechs, combat vehicles, and infantry units. Normally, you're only allowed to take one of any variant. However, if your faction manufactures that unit, you can take more than one. And in fact, you can take one of each variant in a lance. This does mean that you can take one of every locust that the Draconis Combine has access to and make a reinforced mech lance with it. Not that I'm necessarily suggesting that you do that, but it is something funny that you can pull off. The maximum battle value is 32,000. For the Inner Sphere side, you're going to make 2 8,000 battle value lances. One is going to be a reinforcement lance that will come in on a given board edge depending on the mission, and the other will be starting on the map. This encourages the Inner Sphere player to create 2 cavalry lances and 2 line holder lances with heavier units that don't really have as big of an emphasis on mobility. The turn on which the reinforcement lances deploy is dependent upon their base movement speed. You subtract that from 10 and that gives you the turn on which they enter. So if your lance has a unit that goes 5-8, your entire lance will arrive on turn 5. The clans, however, are going to produce 2 supernovas. Each is 16,000 battle value and consists of 5 mechs and 5 units of battle armor. For DCMS forces, you can choose to either take a mech lance or armored lance, which is just 4 units altogether, or you can take a reinforced lance, either an auxiliary mech lance that includes an additional 2 combat vehicles, or an auxiliary armored lance, which has 4 combat vehicles and 2 mechs. Note that any Omni-Mech is required to bring a unit of battle armor with it, paying the additional battle value for it. And the same goes for any vehicle with a cargo capacity. It must have at least 1 infantry unit. Lances and supernovas must all have the same pilot skill, and there's no messing around with 4-3 pilots or 4-2 pilots. Everyone comes at green, regular, veteran, or elite. My recommendation would be to try and make your force all veteran, because you get 4 special pilot ability points, which can be used to vastly improve the effectiveness of your mechs. Each lance must have a leader, and that leader has to be 1 better skill than anyone else in the lance. Whether you decide to make your lance leader extremely cheap by taking something like a command vehicle or a light mech, or if you prefer to take a big heavy that's going to have lots of guns, is completely up to you. Just be aware that you're going to have to pay those battle value points for the increase in pilot skills. Here's a list of ammo types available to the DCMS. We have Narc capable, fragmentation, deadfire, tandem charge, smoke, inferno, heat seeking, as well as thunder LRMs, semi-guided, and swarm. Swarm probably not going to be very useful for the DCMS since the clans aren't going to be bringing any regular infantry. Also of important note is that artillery is allowed. Artillery is not usually allowed in MRC events, so this is a good chance to try it out. And here is the clan side of things. Initially, the clanners are only allowed to take Omni-Mechs, and again must take battle armor the same as the Inner Sphere, meaning that each clan unit is going to end up being 10 bases. A note on pilot skills: Mech Warriors receive clan pilot training, meaning that they get an extra SPA at the cost of a Malice to all melee attacks, and the clanners have to start at 3-4. And unlike the DCMS, Clan Smoke Jaguar is not allowed to bring deadfire ammo, which means that their LRMs will not be as damaging at close range, potentially. Now, I've gone over the basics, but when you're building your forces, I think the first thing that you should probably do is figure out which type of formation that you want to take. All mechs must fit in to the formation in order to get the bonuses. So for example, the Hunter Lance isn't particularly hard to fill out. All units just have to be, half of the units just have to be an Ambusher or a Juggernaut. But an Assault Lance has a bit more stringent requirements. All units have to have at least 135 armor, no light units, 3 of the units have to be heavier assault, and 75% have to be able to do 25 points of damage at a range of 7 hexes or more. In addition, you must have 1 Juggernaut or 2 snipers. If you're wondering what I'm talking about when I say a unit role, it's very simple to find. It's listed in Megamech under Role, Juggernaut, Missile Boat, Scout. There's also Sniper and Skirmisher, among others. You may have seen my recent video about how to better balance Battletech. In it, I spoke about Edge. Well, Edge is in full swing in this tournament, and the Battle Lance is actually one of the better types of lances that you can use. 6 points of Edge distributed amongst your units is really quite decent. It's not quite as many SPA points as some, but it's just very generally useful. I think that taking a Command Lance is probably a pretty good idea. The Tactical Genius SPA allows you to re-roll your initiative if you lose, and Sensor Geek, Eagle Eyes, and Oblique Attacker are all going to be pretty useful. I would definitely recommend Fire and Direct Fire Lances as well, but I would not recommend Indirect Fire. Oblique Attacker is a very cheap SPA, so on the units that need it, you can probably just afford it. In my opinion, Ranger and Security are 2 of the best lances that you can take if you're DCMS. Terrain Master is very strong on mobile units, so being able to get it on most of the units in a lance is really helpful. In particular, I would recommend Forest Ranger, as forests are rather prevalent in this map pack. And I'd also recommend trying to get a reinforced lance on your cavalry units. This allows you to get Terrain Master on all 4 mechs by taking 2 additional vehicles. There's a large list of SPAs in the packet. I'm not going to go over all of them, but I will say that Sniper is quite good, as is Rainmaster Forest Ranger, like I said previously. Tactical Genius is fantastic, and all of the gunnery specializations are great as well, helping you to hit with specific types of weapons. I'd recommend trying to get at least 1 point of edge on pretty much every unit, because in this campaign, you take persistent damage. If you lose a mech in Mission 1, it's not available for future missions. With 4 missions in the pack, that means that you're going to have to maintain your mechs and ensure that they get reloaded and repaired. How do you do this? With the attrition rules. Succeeding in the objective on your mission will give you 4 RSPs per mission, and even if you fail, you still get 2 RSPs. This means that you're guaranteed to be able to repair at least 1 medium mech, but maintenance is much easier when you have the easy-to-maintain modular weapons, ubiquitous and rugged quirks, reducing the amount that they cost by 1 to a minimum of 1. This means that heavies like the Orion only cost 1 RSP to repair, and of course the opposite is also true. Difficult to maintain, non-standard parts, obsolete and prototype will all cost 1 additional RSP to repair or reload. If you want to buy new units, you can. However, the pilot of a mech loses 1 skill level and doesn't benefit from any formation bonuses. And buying new mechs is obviously more expensive. Easy to maintain and other quirks do not apply to buying new units. Capturing enemy pilots is also really recommended. You can either take them as a bondsman, meaning that you can replace one of your own pilots with an enemy pilot, or trade captured pilots for pilots that the enemy may have captured during the mission, or you can sell them for 2 resupply points, meaning that capturing pilots is a great way to keep your forces in good shape, especially if you manage to capture the enemy commander. You get 2 resupply points when trading, or 4 for selling them into Canopian Cathouse bondage. There are 4 missions in the pack, and Clan Smoke Jaguar is on attack in all of them. First, you'll play a breakthrough mission, where the clans are trying to escape from the map, and this is what the map looks like. It might be hard to tell, but there's a giant cliff here, big river going through the south part of the map, and the DCMS is going to deploy down in the bottom portion, while the clans will deploy in the center. From what I've seen, the left side of the river is the most common path that the clanners will take, meaning that your reinforcements will most likely want to, meaning that whichever lance that you want to get up close and personal should deploy on this small ledge. The second mission is base attack, pretty self-explanatory. The clanners have to destroy a bunch of buildings. This is the map here. The center portion is where the smoke jaguars have to attack, and they need to get in and destroy the buildings as soon as possible before reinforcements show up. The third mission is another base attack, and again, the base is in the center of the map, but in this one there's a giant mountain on the western side, and everything is very heavily wooded. The final mission is Cut Off the Head, where scenario victory is entirely based on a BV scoring basis, with commanders being worth double the points. It should be noted that whatever each commander has left are the forces that will be brought on this map. So if the DCMS has a bunch of easy to maintain units and they manage to keep them alive with repairing, it may be the case that they vastly outnumber the clans. Everyone will be separated into pods, 2 and 2, and you'll face off against each of your enemy commanders twice. This means that killing enemy units is actually very meaningful, since it will soften up the enemy forces. For your partner, all lists must be submitted by July 1st, and the final match must be concluded before July 27th. If you'd like to join commanders, there's a link to the MRC in the description. Come sign up and have some big stompy mech battles with me and other commanders. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. It's very much appreciated. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Stay safe out there, commanders, and have a great day.